What is the best way to conquer imposter syndrome as a bivocational leader? I'm going to teach you the answer right now. Hey everybody, it's Coach Arnold. When we typically consider leadership, we obsess over external factors like impressive resumes, leadership styles, and strategic frameworks. But leaders who are driven by a spiritual mission know that it's about more than what's on the surface. Leadership is about what's happening inside of us. It operates in the realm of our thoughts, our intentions, and our values. Today, I want to challenge you to look beyond the external and dive deep into what I call leading from within. Before I jump in though, please do me a favor and press those like and subscribe buttons. Thank you very much. Throughout my experience of working with leaders, I've discovered a universal problem that plagues even the most successful leaders. It's called imposter syndrome. Many of you listening to me right now have probably felt this before. Leading from within solves this problem. Being an imposter is a feeling of a mismatch between how you feel on the inside versus what's showing up on the outside. When you lead from within, it's impossible to be an imposter without. You might feel you're not truly qualified. You might have some anxiety over whether someone might discover that you're not as competent as everyone thinks. You possibly even feel that right now. But I want you to think about something. Your worth as a leader isn't determined by external validation. It's based on who you are and the internal values that you have developed inside. Building the discipline of leading from within prepares you to excel in any leadership position that you find yourself in. All right, let's begin. So why is leading from within so important? Well, the first reason is that your internal values are how you connect with the world. As Tony Robbins says, the quality of your life is the quality of your relationships. In the same way, the quality of your leadership depends on the depth of connection that you foster with others. Connecting means building strong relationships based on trust, understanding, and mutual respect. It involves actively listening to your team members, valuing their input, and creating a safe and inclusive environment where everyone feels heard and appreciated. Connecting with others is the biggest way to hack the leadership game. It's not strategy or charisma, it's connection. To lead from within, we need to master 3 disciplines: self-awareness, self-reflection, and self-regulation. These aren't just skills. They are practices that shape how we think, how we act, and ultimately how we lead. So let's dive into each one. Let's start with self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to focus on yourself and understand how your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions align with your internal standards. It's knowing yourself inside and out. It's like having a personal weather station for your mind and your heart. Just as a weather station tracks the sky, self-awareness helps you to track your thoughts and your feelings. By tuning into your internal weather station, you can see what's brewing before it turns into a storm. This understanding empowers you to make better choices, to navigate challenges, and lead with greater intention and clarity. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, but instead of seeing your reflection, this mirror reveals your thoughts, emotions, and your motivations. Well, that's self-awareness. Understanding who you are beneath the surface. Self-awareness helps you align your actions with your internal standards. It empowers you to recognize emotional patterns and anticipate their impact. Think of it as becoming a meteorologist for your internal world. You can forecast storms of frustration or moments of creativity before they hit. This clarity enables you to respond rather than react. Consider Sarah. She's a manager that was plagued by imposter syndrome. Through self-awareness, she identified that her fear didn't stem from her abilities, but from her self-doubt. By naming and reframing her thoughts, Sarah transformed into a confident, effective leader. When you understand your internal world, you unlock that same transformative power. Now, while self-awareness is like a mirror, self-reflection is the magnifying glass. Self-reflection is setting aside deliberate time to deeply evaluate your thoughts, your attitudes, your motivations, and your desires. It's the process of asking yourself, why do I feel and act the way I'm acting? The key to meaningful reflection is capturing your thoughts. One of the strategies that I use is to write them down. Better yet, you could read them aloud. When a strong emotion arises, pause and ask yourself, what is the root of this feeling? This deliberate practice turns casual thinking into deep insight. Remember, self-awareness and reflections are continuums. You don't just achieve them overnight. Just as seasons transition gradually, so does your ability to reflect deeply. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. Slowly align your actions with your core values. Now that you are aware and reflective, self-regulation becomes the tool for your action. Self-regulation is the ability to control your impulses, to manage your emotions, and make deliberate choices that are aligned with your highest potential. Think of self-regulation as steering a ship through stormy seas. Challenges arise, but instead of letting your emotions toss you around, you can ask yourself, does this reaction serve my leadership goals? This intentionality creates stability and resilience. One way to practice self-regulation is by defining your leadership values. Take a moment and write down your 5 core leadership principles that guide your decisions. These values become your internal compass, ensuring that you navigate challenges with integrity and purpose. With self-awareness, self-reflection, and self-regulation as your foundation, you're ready to take the next big step, cultivating your leadership garden. Think of your mind as a garden. Some thoughts are weeds, things like limiting beliefs that stifle growth. Others are seeds. These are ideas and values that are waiting to flourish. The discipline of leading from within is about nurturing the seeds and pulling out the weeds. Let's say that public speaking makes you a little anxious. Begin by planting a simple thought. I'm willing to try. With practice, this grows into, I have something valuable to share. And over time, it blossoms into confidence, where you say, I can inspire others. This process requires patience. And like tending a garden, growth takes time and consistent effort. But as you nurture your inner world, your external leadership will reflect that growth. So now you have some strategies on how to conquer imposter syndrome by leading from within. Leadership isn't about titles or resumes. It's about who you are at your core. Leading from within is important because it drives your ability to connect with others. By cultivating self-awareness, practicing self-reflection, and mastering self-regulation, you build the discipline to lead from within. Your external achievements will always mirror your internal growth. The most profound leadership tool isn't something you learn, it's something that you nurture within yourself. Take a moment to write down one insight or action step that you can commit to after today. Carry this practice forward and watch your leadership transform. Let's lead from within together. Hey, thanks for joining me. I'm Coach Arnold. You are a bivocational leader. You are a champion, and I'm your biggest fan. I'll see you next time.